What's up, YouTube? I just got back from Frankfurt, Germany, where I finished 55th at the European International Championships. Now, I will be doing a tournament report tomorrow and showing off the deck list a little bit there, but for the time being, today I'm going to go over the top 8 decks from the International Frankfurt Championships. And if you know anything about my testing group and how I work with 7th and 8th place Isaiah Bradner and Justin Bakari, and I played the same 60 card deck, which is crazy. That's 2 of my boys in top 8. Only 4 of us played the deck, and 2 people made top 8, and 3 of us made day 2. That's an incredibly good conversion rate. Now, we will have the deck posted as soon as possible. Isaiah just lost his phone, and Justin doesn't like posting on social media, and I want to respect their finish over mine and their hard work put in. So I won't be posting my list until they post the list itself. And I think Isaiah is going to post it tonight when he gets home. I just live near the airport, so I got home pretty quickly. But we're going to go over at least 6 of the decks. And if you want the 7th, the 7th and 8th deck, check Twitter later today and check my tournament report tomorrow. So that's a reason for you guys to come back. So you guys should subscribe and like and do all that for the video. Now, the European International Championship happened in Frankfurt with some of the world's best players. Actually, the world's best players were there representing all of their respective regions. And I mean, there's a lot that went on in the weekend, right? Like there was a pretty big storylines. Gustavo Wada came back to defend his title, and he did successfully, which is absolutely crazy. Gustavo of Brazil. Frank Persic coming in with a rogue Whimsicott deck, going all the way to second place from the United States. Absolutely insane run. Pedro Torres coming in with the Rapid Strike Urshifu deck that they piloted over in Liverpool, that Rob ended up winning with, bringing another top 4 finish to his already incredibly impressive accolade of winning an IC, I think top 4ing another IC, and winning a Worlds, which is crazy. We had Matthias coming in as a brand new player playing Mugenisec, going all the way to top 4, a player who had never played an in-person event before. I talked to him a little bit. Tord coming in with another top 8 in IC, absolutely insane. Thai coming in, I don't know, coming in with a Sylveon deck that's nobody expected, and then Isaiah and Justin coming in hot with Urshifu, which you guys will see the list. I promise we're not hiding it or anything. It's not a secret. It's just that Isaiah ended up losing his phone shortly after top 8, and that has kind of just been a little bit of a more pressing issue. So let's look at Gustavo's list to start off our top 8 decks. Now, we're going to see a lot of Urshifu. I think the first thing you guys will notice is that Urshifu was the card of the weekend. Not that many people actually played Urshifu, but a giant concentration of top players without communicating with one another ended up on Urshifu decks of, you know, different varying like tech cards and stuff, because like everyone, like after Robin's win over in Liverpool, I think everybody went back to the drawing board and realized how good of a card Urshifu is, in the current format. I know myself that when in our testing process that I'll let Isaiah, Justin, and I'll break down a little bit more in my report as well. I said, like, I think that playing a 2-2 Urshifu in whatever we play is really going to be good. I don't care if it's Arceus. I don't care if it's, whatever. Like, I just want to have a 2-2 Urshifu because I think that the metagame is in a good enough spot that I think this is the one tournament we can spike with Urshifu, and we don't have to work too hard. Now, this list is more of an Arceus Birds list that Gustavo ended up playing a lot of very interesting cards, including the Galarian Moltres V, the Crobat for extra reach, 2 Shady Dealings Inteleon with no quick shooting, which is very interesting, 2 copies of Avery, which I think a lot of players underestimated, including our group, but I think Avery was a very strong card for this event in particular, because you can go Avery Rapid Flow and you can just gut someone's board right then and there. 1 research, 1 boss. The research was very clutch in our deck as well, so you guys will see that later. A boss, Cheryl, Raihan, Sonia, Piers, and Clara. Piers is an interesting inclusion as well because it guarantees that you get the DTE, or not the DTE, the Rapid Strike Energy and the Moltres, I guess, which then just gives you access to the E-Switch if you want it off of the Drizzle or Inteleon. Gustavo played very consistent ball lines, 4 quick, 4 level 3 incense, 3 scoop up net, 2 rope, just for switching outs, using Urshifu more than, other things, having 2 pivots, which is also something we had, 2 energy search to find those darkness energies and the fighting energies, 1 E-Switch, which gave Gustavo the only person in top cut with Urshifu to have the ability to rapid flow 2 times in a row without having to use Raihan, which made his deck incredibly scary to play any mirror against, or like variations of mirror, I guess. Energy retrieval to get the Moltres package up and running very easily. like rather than using Clara, if you with the 2 Galarian Moltres, one of those packages could always just be energy retrieval, get the Moltres back, slam it down, boss, as opposed to going Clara and getting it all set up again, which is very telegraphed to your opponent. Palpad, obviously, when you play this many one-off supporters, a Choice Belt for extra damage, a Tower of Waters to pivot the Urshifu out, as well as the Sobble specifically. 5-3-2 on the energy department, nothing special here. I think this is a very good energy count, good energy number here. Yeah, let's look at Frank's crazy Whimsicott deck. Now, this is a very cool deck that I played against as well in Swiss on stream, if you guys saw that. And Frank ended up getting all the way to second place, crushing a lot of the Urshifus on his way there, playing a 4-3 Whimsicott line, just being able to trick wind and like lock people out of the game. Using their special energy or whatever, a 3-2 Babero line, that's pretty much the lifeblood of the deck. You need to be able to get Babero up and running because that's what draws you all the cards. That's what gets you where you need to be. Crobat, 3 Marnie. Now, Marnie Path is an excellent combination, and a lot of decks were not playing Marnie in the format until now, and Frank kind of took advantage of that, being able to go Marnie Path and Trick Wind, shutting off 3 very crucial things: abilities, special energy tools, and then putting their hand size down low. Using Research to kind of set up when they needed to in the early game, as well as Avery to kind of just disrupt your opponent's board, making it hard for them to make decisions, play the game. 2 Boss, and a Peony, which I think this card was actually busted in their deck because it synergizes very well with Bibarel, and it also lets them get, like, I don't know, Fog Crystal, for example, or the Ultra Ball, or like, say, you want to probably get like a Fog Crystal and then like an EXP share or like a Path to the Peak or something like that. And then you get to draw 5 cards on top of that by picking up what you want to get. So it's like a pseudo Inteleon, but you also get to draw 5, which is really good. 4 Hammer and 3 Fan are your disruption cards to kind of give yourself a chance in every matchup, including Mew that plays basic psychic energies. 4 Fog Crystal, 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Quick Ball, 2 Incense. Very standard. I mean, very good, because the 4 Crystal gets you both the Whimsicott Vs and the energy, and the turn 1, turn 2 is the scariest part for this deck to set up. The Tool Scrapper was an excellent inclusion, because I don't think people expected Tool Scrapper in a deck like this. I know I didn't on stream, and that kind of tilted me a little bit. And then we had the 2 Air Balloon and the EXP share, which was also really cool. In case you try, like, someone tries to race you and outspeed you, you're able to kind of like move the energies around and get the acceleration off where you need it to be. So very cool from Frank, and I think Finn also played it, and Cyrus was the one who came up with it. They were the, I think, original person who worked with Frank. I saw their post on Facebook, so shout out to all of these people for working on the deck. Then we had Pedro's Urshifu deck looks very similar to the list that they played before in Liverpool. The only significant change is, in this instance, we had this Eldegoss with the Cotton Lift ability, a card that I really like as well, to get 2 basic energies to your hand. This is something that I tested a lot as well in our deck. And you have the Call for Family Gossifleur, which helps you, set up your early game, because the turn 1, turn 2 is really the scariest. And then you have 2 copies of Sonia now to kind of ensure that going second, you can pretty much get the energies to your hand and play the game the way you want to. And then there's an Avery over the second Birdkeeper I think they had at some point. But the Avery was also very, very good. And they played 1 copy of Echoing Horn to kind of guarantee a flow target potentially, or guarantee a Yoga Loop target with the horn, getting the horn from Octillery, and then going Quick Shooting, Net Quick Shooting into Yoga Loop, which just made for a very cool combo here. Then with Matthias's Mew list that got top 4, playing both Pumpkaboo and a Scoop Up Net that are both unorthodox in the list. And Matthias wanted to just reuse this Pumpkaboo because he was playing 2 stadiums, but it also came in handy against all these Urshifus because you were able to reset that Yoga Loop target pretty efficiently. And Matthias also played 1 copy of Tool Jammer, which kind of helped his list out. The list is very stock. It's very good. I think this is a very cool list. I don't know if the net is absolutely necessary. The Pumpkaboo, I think, is a fine inclusion, but I think the net can be replaced with something else. But I like this list a lot for Matthias. And then we had Tord playing, again, something very similar to what Pedro played, but instead of playing the Gossifleur, he was playing... what is he playing instead of the Gossifleur? He's playing a Manaphy, which should have given Tord the edge in a lot of situations, heading into mirror matches and stuff like that. So that kind of gave him an edge in that situation. And then Tord also played 1 copy of Water Energy to be able to use Aqua Bullet with the Raihan pretty efficiently to kind of trade efficiently into Malamar, mirror match, and the Whimsicott also. Like it kind of helps out randomly in Whimsicott. But besides that, I think the 2 lists are very similar in terms of how they operate. It's just a 3-card changeover. Because Pedro's also playing 1 E-Search instead of 2 due to the Eldegoss being in the deck. And last but not least, we have the Sylveon deck, which I thought was also very cool, playing a lot of 2-1 lines across the board. The Sylveon being your answer into Urshifu, and a lot of damage. And the Dream Gift is really good ability. The Urshifu being an answer into most of the format, and the Crobat being an answer into Mew, potentially, with the Galarian Moltres as well. And then having a 2-2 Octillery line. I guess there's no Raihan on this list looking at it now because there's probably no way to search it out. But there is a Melanie because you are playing 2 copies of Water. That's pretty cool, honestly. And then you play 2 Double Turbo as well to kind of get your Arceus up and running. 1 Fan because I guess it's Octillery searchable. I probably think I would have put a Horn instead, maybe, just to kind of push that issue. But a Judge, a Marnie, 3 Battle VIP Pass. Maybe the 4th is just, I don't know. I think 4 is good here. But Avery Peonia. The Peonia is cool because you do have a lot of 1-ofs in the deck. But this is a very, cool list. I don't know if it's great, but it's cool. And obviously it worked out for Ty, so he is in the top 8 at the very least. And that is the round out of the top 8 lists over here. And you will see Isaiah's and Justin's list tomorrow, tonight. Keep an eye out on Twitter whenever Isaiah gets home from this long journey. And then I'll probably message Isaiah and we'll have something up tomorrow for my tournament report. If not, you guys can watch any of the stream games. All 3 of us were streamed this weekend, so you can get our list from that. So thank you guys for watching as always. I know I'm a little low energy because I landed about an hour ago and I just got home and showered. So I will catch you guys tomorrow and I'll be more energetic, I promise.